Hello everyone and welcome back to the FRC Historian. Today I'm going to be talking about the history of the Indiana Robotics Invitational. I'm going to give you a nice overview of it and then also put a link in the description of the IRI history homepage's history, I can't really give IRI credit for what it does. IRI was founded in 2000 in Kokomo, Indiana, and what this started to be was was turned into and what's always been is an invitational in Indiana, where I always saw it as up until 2016 as what if there were no divisions at Worlds, with the idea of at Worlds we always know how the divisions go, how you have a lot of teams who get separated and they face each other in Einstein, but they can't be together. In IRI that all changes. So one of the things that really goes to show that for me is in 2015 at Worlds there were some pretty high scores, but in Einstein the scores were off the charts, with constant scores over 300 to even make it to the semifinals. And this is because of all the teams at IRI, you have to apply. You have to have done oh so well to even be considered for IRI. And IRI is the best robots in the world competing with each other in an off-season event. Some teams it's just a fun experience to get trained drivers. Other teams, like say OP Robotics 2056, go for it. A lot of teams go for it and hope to win. If you win, you get your team and all the other teams on a banner that gets hung up, and you also get to take a banner home as you won the IRI competition. So IRI started in 2000, I said, started as Who's Your Havoc, held by Team 45, and then it started to expand, and then every year, for quite a few, it's been held in Indianapolis. And then in 2016, it was moved to Lawrence Central High School. So now many events have been held there. There's a team party and team dinner every Friday night. And then, as well as there's some test matches where some teams who want to play together can play together. For instance, let's take a lot of teams, like 3 teams who can score really high, have them play together for a fun match to watch. Also have some interest drive. But one of the most fun things about this is seeing how it ends up. For instance, every year there's more teams who participate. In 2000 there were 21, and then now the history page only goes up to 2012, but there's 70. There's normally about 70 teams who compete. There's sometimes more, sometimes less. It's based on who applies, who gets in, and how many applications they get, honestly. It's a fun thing to watch. Every year 4 teams win, and it's not always who you think would win. For instance, if you look at 2011, it was the Killer Bees, OP, the Thunder Chickens, and Hawaiian Kids, an alliance that would never happen at Worlds today. In 2012, Wave Robotics, 2826, Symbotics, 4334, and 245 the Atom Bots, another alliance. So, kind of what's nice about this is you get some alliances that would never happen elsewhere, where you have some amazing teams being able to even get caught up in the second pick. So there's always amazing things to watch. There are amazing qualifications you can watch, but once you get into the finals, you have a lot of amazing teams in the field. Probably teams who could win regionals by themselves, with other teams who could win regionals by themselves. For instance, last year it was fun to watch. Who won 2017? It was fun to watch. For instance, in 2017, there's a lot of upsets sometimes. For instance, I like to mention 2017 because Rank 1 was Strikeforce, who picked the Robonauts, and they actually ended up being upset in the finals. So there's a lot of upsets. There's some teams who play really hard. Everyone plays really hard at IRI. But up until 2016, it was a way of seeing if there weren't divisions, who would win. Then after 2016, I'd see it as, what if there was one Worlds? What would it look like? Of course, there's no divisions, which is an added bonus, but one other thing is that the Cheesy Champs does happen in 2018. No, it does happen, in the West, and it's the best of the West. This is sort of all over. The Cheesy Poofs do not compete in IRI anymore. The last time was 2014, but there are some amazing teams who go to IRI, and it is a lot of fun to watch. If you do look at the history of IRI, you will see that one team always does super well there, and that is OP Robotics. I've covered it before. I want to say they've won IRI about 8 times, I want to say. Might be a little bit less, but they've won IRI several times. I'm looking forward to see how they do in IRI this year, especially since with Worlds they were with Symbotics, and it didn't go their way. I want to see what they're able to do now. IRI is always a fun event to watch. In July, it's always a fun thing to watch when you have nothing else to do. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you all tune into IRI, and I really want to see who wins it this year. Thank you all for watching. This has been the FRC Historian.